Father in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hancock County Commission will come to order this second day of March 2017 at 2:30 p.m. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Mr. President, all county commissioners are here.
Okay, thank you. Approval of minutes, March 16, 2017. Accept the motion to approve.
Moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under government agency presentations, we have Joy Reese from the Housing Counseling Program, Manager of Change, Inc. Would you like to address the commission, please?
Good afternoon. How is everybody?
Hi, thank you.
You have some information with your agenda. It explains a little bit about the home program and the reason why I am talking today. I have to apologize. I do have COPD, and I'm in the middle of active breathlessness, so this is not a obscene phone call. But if you can't hear me, I'll try. I have some additional pamphlets, if I may, pass them out to the commissioners and the public so that they know a little bit more about the programs that we offer. So I'll start here and pass it on down. The other item I must do is, for the grant purposes, I need to have a sign-in sheet and any public comments. So if I could pass that around and collect those at the end of the meeting. Now, that business out of the way. We're an administrator for the Northern Panhandle Home Consortium. Each year, they apply for grant funding for down payment and closing cost assistance for our area. And there's 3 different jurisdictions. There's the Brooke Hancock, City of Weirton, which Change Incorporated administers. There is Wheeling, West Virginia, and Ohio County. They're administered by Melissa Thompson. And there's Marshall County, and there's also the City of Moundsville, Jennifer Kordak. All 3 individuals oversee a certain percentage of funding to help individuals get into their first home. It's up to $10,000, and the rules have changed. Before, Brooke and Hancock would get a certain percentage. The City of Weirton would get a certain percentage. It has changed. It is now one huge pot of money. So the quicker the administrators can find individuals, get them in homes, the sooner we can actually apply those funds and put them in our own stable community. The other thing we must let them know, here's a quick history that I wanted. Brooke County, since it's been adopted between 1998, I believe, has, let's go with Hancock County, since we're in Hancock, has made 112 loans, which means that's 112 families have been able to purchase homes in this area for a total of $1,044,144,120. So that has been invested in Hancock County itself. This is a good, viable program. And I'd like to see the commissioners and the public push to have this done. I'd like to see more individuals in home. I'd like to see more individuals in stable houses that are not going to fall apart on them. Because right now, the average rent, I think, is like $623 for Hancock County. That's average rent. We can put them into a home with various programs and various lenders between $300 and $400, a decent home. That's a savings of at least $300 that could be put back into your community. Questions? I have a lot of stats and data. It's in here, but any questions?
I do. Just one. First-time home buyers. First-time home buyer within the county, first-time home buyer anywhere.
In this county, and in Brooke County, and the city of Weirton, plus the whole demographic.
If you have a relocate coming back to the area,
Pardon?
a person that's relocating back to the area.
As long as they meet certain criteria, which would be never owned a home before, or if they lost a home through no fault of their own. We're encompassing the housing crisis. So if they lost it in foreclosure due to job loss, divorce, etc., they can be considered a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
Anything else? Come on, guys. Got a lot of information I could give you.
Most of it's in your packet right here.
Pretty
The questions
much.
in the back, yes.
Yeah, I even gave you a community needs assessment, and I have an extra copy if that wasn't included. Let me include that. But it has the different statistics for last year, 19. 2016, every 3 years, Change does a community needs assessment to determine which direction to take their services, and they did an excellent job for demographics and for housing, for their medical services, for transportation, and basic needs for their community. So the demographics are there if needed. Anything else?
I have one. Do you guys work with local realtors?
Yes. Yes, I do. Are you a realtor? Oh, I was going to give her my card.
Right.
Anything else? Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for hearing me.
Next item's under correspondence. Susan Heinerman, she's a volunteer requesting support for Chester's first annual Festival of Trees.
I move that we accept this as a matter of record. And what Ms. Hyman is attempting to do is, it's probably the thing is in your agenda, is to have a thing come in November for a weekend and set up a place at the Chester City Building, open to the public, bid on trees. If you win the tree, you get it. Things for children that go on. I think it would be a nice little Christmas festivity. So they're asking us for a little bit of seed money, and we'll make it a matter of record come budget time. And hopefully we're going to fit that little bit into it. And with that, I make a motion that we accept to make this a matter of record.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under tabled items, we have the Clean Air Act.
And make a motion to bring the Clean Air Act off the table.
Motion's been made. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before us today, we have the Clean Air Act.
I would like to make a motion that we acquire the services of Guida Law Office to seek out some legal advice on dealing with the amendment as it was presented to us, without any action needed to be taken on the item itself.
Any discussion? So for clarity, it's only to retain him as counsel, but not moving forward with any action at this point.
No, in fact, he's offering it pro bono,
Okay.
so there will be no cost to investigate it.
No further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under new business, approval of the Recreational Income Fund. Discussion?
Now, what you have before you is people with our hotel motel tax has to be used for tourism, and we feel that all these events that take place or requests for money is where we are allowed to spend that money, and we honored the group that's in your agenda, with dollars. Now, the Hancock County Parks and Recreation is a little bit higher, but that is due to the concession restroom that is currently almost complete. Mr. Davis?
It's getting there.
Yeah. So that is an extra high fund that was budgeted previously. So these are all for the betterment of tourism in Hancock County.
Any further discussion? I'd just like to note that a portion of the 160 was grant money that Mr. Vitus was able to obtain through the state to help construct the facility. All in favor of the approve the recreational income fund?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of a resolution to apply for the West Virginia Justice Assistance Program, fiscal year 17-18. These are for the pro officers at the schools, and I'll go ahead and just mention those names so if there's any questions. It's Allison Elementary, New Manchester Elementary, Weirton Elementary, Oak Glen Middle, Weirton Middle, Weir High, and Oak Glen High School. So those are the areas that this grant would help cover.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of resolution to apply for West Virginia Justice Assistance Program fiscal year 17-18 for the Drug Task Force.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 4, approval of resolution to apply for West Virginia Victim Assistance Grant Program fiscal year 17-18, Victims of Crime Act.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval to advertise notice for the removal of grave blankets and decorations from the county-owned cemeteries.
Move to approve.
Discussion? I'd like to comment that the blankets need to be removed by March 15th, and grass cutting, weather permitting, will begin around April 1st. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Under the Office of Technology and Communications, requesting approval of the revised Equal Opportunity Employment Plan.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Requesting approval of a salary adjustment for the OEM Director Jeremy Ober effective March 1st, 2017.
Move to approve.
Discussion?
This brings Jeremy up to all his.
This will bring Jeremy up to the level that we have in the grant.
Right.
The first time.
Completed all his training.
Yes, he's got all his training in for last year. When we promoted him, we kept him at 10% underneath the level for the year. And now that he's at that level, we want to bring him up to the level that First Energy expects us to be paid.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Under the Sheriff's Department, requesting approval of pro agreements with the Hancock County Board of Education.
Move to approve. And the pro agreement is the resource officer that's in the systems. We get funding back from the Board of Education.
That's correct, sir. There's
3.
3. That'd be the elementary schools that this affects.
Right.
Weirton Elementary and New Manchester Elementary and Chester.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Requesting approval to appoint Dezo Polgar as Hancock County Coroner.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There was a little discussion on that, and Sheriff, you could back me up on it. Officer Polgar was also serving as the medical examiner,
That's correct, sir.
and for some reason,
Whatever with the state of West Virginia, it's not licensing. It's
Right.
don't have the particulars of it, but this body has the right to choose, pick, and appoint your own for the county.
Correct.
And that's what this is going on right now. We also, in the past, have had problems in regards to getting somebody other than Dezo to come out and come up from out. The closest would be one out of Brooke County. What this would do would help eliminate that and have somebody on call here. So
Yeah.
I
So
think
basically,
it might-
we'll continue to do the same job
It's
under
gonna
a
be-
different title.
That's all.
And in the interim, it was brought to the attention of the commission that upon going to a home because there was no response, and as they entered a home, there was a death, and it took at least 3 hours for the nearest coroner medical examiner to get here, which did not sit well with the family who had to endure the 3-hour wait. So I think it's nice to return it back to the county under the coroner.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of probates and estates.
They have been reviewed and are recommended for approval as before.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of exoneration orders.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of general county bills.
General county bills were $48,642.11. Pay card payment was $32,717.62. And February expenditures for all funds was $1,061,802.89.
Move to pay the bills.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of library levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of shelter workshop levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, citizens' remarks. We have one today, Carrie McIntyre with the animal shelter, speaking on this animal shelter.
Hi. Carrie McIntyre, CARIMCINTYRE. I did sign in as a citizen today. I know in the past I have approached you as a representative of the Animal Shelter Foundation. However, on Tuesday of this week, I was approached by a citizen and asked to present this at today's meeting, so I ask that you consider that. I'm not here on behalf of the foundation today. On the morning of February 4th, I found a stray dog wandering in my yard. It was only about 20 degrees and he was visually cold and scared. We brought him in the house and gave him some water and food. He and my son Julian almost instantly bonded. Of course, Julian wanted to keep him, but I knew we had to find his owner. We went to Little Critters Pet Store near our house and they posted a picture of the dog on their Facebook page, as well as Lost Dogs and Cats of Hancock County. For 5 days he stayed with us, never having any behavioral problems. He slept in bed with my son and was by his side at all times. The dog even cried when Julian got on the bus for school. On February 9th, Darlene Yaris, who is with Lost Dogs and Cats of Hancock County, took him to the shelter for me. She advised me on the laws dealing with stray dogs and told me it would be illegal for me to keep him. He would need to go to the shelter on stray hold for 5 days. After that time, I would be able to adopt him if the owner did not come forward, and I would have preference since I had found him. I quickly realized I missed him and was considering adopting him. I called the shelter the next day on Friday, February 10th about the adoption. I spoke with Rachel, who explained the adoption process, but then told me about a rescue coming on Monday that she thought would be interested in this dog. I thought this was very strange, as the 5-day hold wasn't even over. Why would they even come to see the dog? Why wouldn't citizens of Hancock County have an opportunity to adopt first? I was still having conflicting feelings about whether to adopt. I understand the demands of owning a pet, having had them most of my life. On February 15th, which should have been the last day of the hold, I called again to inquire about the dog and that I did want to adopt him. I spoke with Rachel again, and she told me the rescue was going to take him and the shelter didn't want to cause any conflicts with the rescue. But again, the hold wasn't even up, but this still made no sense. But I told Rachel to please contact me if anything changed. On Sunday, February 19th, Rachel called and told me the rescue was not able to pick up Ryder, which is what they were naming him, and would not mind if someone local was interested in adopting him. They said that they would have Ryder at PetSmart and I could fill out the application there. When we got to the store, Ryder was still crated. Nicole let him out, and he was beyond himself with excitement to see us. He was barking very loudly, and Nicole put him back in the crate. He was only out for about a minute. She gave me the application to fill out, but proceeded to talk the dog down and his breed. It was all very surreal, not what I was expecting. I thought adopting a pet was supposed to be a happy experience, but there was definitely something off about the whole situation. Nicole was not very friendly and seemed annoyed with us for showing up there. She told me she would check my references and get back with me around Tuesday evening. By Tuesday afternoon, my references still hadn't been contacted, and I had a very uneasy feeling about the situation. I called Wednesday the 22nd for an update, but was told Nicole was unavailable. I called again on the 23rd, 27th, and 28th, each time getting various reasons that she was unavailable. Isn't there anyone else who handles adoptions? Finally, on the 28th, Nicole spoke with me and told me Ryder was no longer up for adoption due to, quote, issues that she refused to reveal. She did tell me my application had been approved and I could adopt another dog, although my references were never contacted. I spoke with Darlene Yaris again yesterday, hoping she could get some information for me, and again, there was nothing specific she could tell me other than behavioral and medical issues, and they didn't believe a home with young children would be good for the dog. I'm bringing this before you because I did everything I was supposed to do legally and deserve to know why I can't adopt this dog. I want a specific reason why I cannot adopt this dog and how Nicole came up with her conclusion. I want to know why I was even contacted in the first place to go to PetSmart if they were aware that he had these, quote, issues. I want to know why Nicole could not be honest and upfront with me from the beginning. The fact that she is acting so secretive makes me feel she is not being completely honest. I want to know why rescue would get preference over the citizens of Hancock County. Thank you, Jody Robson. Thank you.
Carrie, would you mind, can you give us a copy of that letter?
I will, yes.
And we will look into that and someone will get back with you.
Okay, and well, I'll make sure Jody's contact information's on there.
Thank
so
you.
It'll be her. So, and
Appreciate
I appreciate
that.
it. Thank you.
Thank you. For the good of the order, Karen? Mr. Lucas?
Nothing today.
Mr. Vitus?
I do have something today. This weekend, the 10th through or next weekend, I should say, the 10th through the 12th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the Montani Semper Libri at Oakland. I believe this is the 4th year. So if you want to listen to some good music, those are the dates.
Thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Wright?
Yeah, I want to take an opportunity to introduce our new deputy clerk. This is John Pendaway. She's been with us for a couple of weeks now. And I think Diane and I's confidence in her is going to be justified. She's working out great, so we're happy to have her.
Great. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tracy?
We're good.
Nothing? About the election office.
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Donna, are you representing the health board today?
I am. First of all, on behalf of the health board and Ms. Huff in her absence, we too are requesting legal counsel from the commission. That's the first thing. Second thing, we have available at the health department HPV vaccines. They are for boys and girls from the ages of 9 to 18. Usually this comes in a series. However, we have some vaccines that are going to expire actually tomorrow. So if anybody knows anybody who needs this vaccine, we are giving them free tomorrow. We're there from 8 to 4, and then again from 1 to 4. I'm sorry, 8 to 12, and then 1 to 4. Anybody, they can walk in right after school. They are very expensive if you go through your doctor, but again, we are giving those away tomorrow, so pass it on to kids, grandkids, anybody who there is no qualifications, rather than destroy them, would like to see somebody use them. Same thing also, we have flu vaccine available. We know that the flu season is in height in the state of West Virginia, especially in the northern panhandle. We have those available. They're adult flu vaccines. We are at a reduced price of $0. Now, they're not going to expire tomorrow. They still have the best effectiveness that a flu shot that you got in October is. But again, rather than see them be destroyed, we want to offer them to the community free of charge. Our shingle shots are still $3. One last thing, we did get in our naloxone rescue kits. These are what we got with the grant through Wheeling, Ohio County Health Department. We will be doing these trainings in the month of March. We don't have our dates yet, but we're going to get those out on our website and Facebook page as soon as possible. We'll probably do the trainings at the health department, but we will also do them for a private group. I'd love to do the demonstration for you all just to see how effective this is and exactly what it does. That's it.
Maybe you can get another volunteer up here.
You could do a demonstration without an actual. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's for overdose, right?
These kits are free. They are going to be free. I'll see what's in the kit. There are 2 doses of the naloxone in it. The applicator, the aerator, instructions. They're come in this nice little case. You can put this in a glove box. You can put this in your medicine cabinet. The only thing they say they can't be frozen, but this is part of the grant that West Virginia got. We're on phase 1 to be able to distribute these. Part of the catch to that is you have to have this training so that you know how to administer it. It's a nasal, like you would put a sinus medication in your in a nasal. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes to watch the video, a little bit of discussion, and you're good to go. You can have one.
I'd like to go back to your first statement. You mentioned that you are letting the Hancock County Commission know that you need counsel as well.
Yes.
Can you clarify that? And whatever, I would recommend that whatever the request is from the health department, that's put in writing and give to the commission.
I will pass that along.
Okay. Sheriff? Mr. Foley?
Nothing today.
Okay. Commissioner Cowie?
I just want to remind folks that down in Weirton, they're going to have the 9th Annual Festival of Nations being held at the Weirton Milltop Community Center. That will be on Saturday, March the 18th, and that will be from 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. I had a chance to go down there last year, had a lot of different entertainment, so if anybody has a chance to get down to see that, we'll have that going on this year.
Commissioner Barnaby?
I'd like to welcome Mr. Foley back.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's good to be back.
Good. And I hope everything progresses as you would like, although it's not as rapid as you would like.
It's a little slow, but I was slow before I broke my ankle.
As long as you're not doing a game, you're okay. Jonna Petaway, welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy working here. Glad that you fit right in with everybody. Pleasure to see your smiling face. I remember you. You can sit here for George anytime, for Chuck anytime you want. And I don't have anything else.
I'd just like to mention that this coming week, some elected officials will be attending the West Virginia Association of Counties in Charleston. There's a pretty nice agenda out with a lot of different committee meetings, so some of the folks will be down there representing the county this weekend. In saying that, gentlemen, I'm going to request that we move our 16th meeting. It is currently scheduled for March 16th at 2:30, which is a Thursday. I'm asking that we move that meeting to March 13th, which is a Monday, at 1 p.m. I have a little conflict with my schedule, and let's see if you guys would object to moving the meeting.
Move to approve.
Good with you, commissioners?
Good with me.
Okay. Next meeting then will be March the 13th at 1 p.m. In saying that, I'll accept the motion that we adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned.